Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TTV podcast, episode 337. I'm Messa.
I'm LJ.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus.
And I'm Haley.
And hello once again.
Here we are again. It's that time of week.
It
How are we all
is.
doing this fine Saturday afternoon?
Some better than others.
As can be seen.
Every single week we do this, a part of my very soul gets chipped off. Gosh, I so understand Var now. I feel like I've developed a true understanding with him after 10 years.
Go on.
Just apathy at the world, apathy at those around me,
Fair enough.
apathy toward hobbies,
Fair enough.
toward effort, towards
Apathy is a disease, LJ.
I can think of a
How
few
long
other
have you had this
diseases.
job
But
now?
we better take him to the apathy hospital.
No, Haley, it's not just the job.
I was say, you have a
He's
job
frus-
now. All of a
he's
sudden, the
frustrated.
real world is just. a
He's
little
frustrated
heavier
at
than
people
usual.
who aren't showing up for the podcasts and those who are being too close to their recording time without enough prep. It's causing LJ to be anger.
I'm realizing that I'm putting an inadequate amount of effort, I guess. Effort, drive, and I don't know the right words for it. Maybe those are it.
If it's inadequate, you're not putting enough. It's inordinate, which means too much.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's disproportionate. That's what I meant to say.
Mm-hmm.
A disproportionate amount of effort and care. I need to stop.
Meanwhile, I'm just glad I got up 20 minutes before the podcast so I could be energetic and put on a show.
I was up for a half an hour before. I just didn't feel like joining call yet.
Or
I had to get
telling me
drink
that
and
you're
whatnot.
around, or... Yeah.
I mean, I always show up though. If I didn't, then I would say so.
30 minutes before the podcast, I wasn't even sure I'd be on. So.
Brilliant. And we're all you got. The three late comers. Everybody else is just a non-entity.
I wanna kick everyone else from this chat.
Oh my god!
He really is.
They don't need to be here. There's no reason
Boy.
that they're here. Sorry, not the patrons.
LJ returning the firings. No.
You remember August? I do. LJ's got a list.
LJ's got a gun.
LJ's got a list and a pen. He's ready to
He's
cross
checking
out
it
some
twice.
names.
And a mouse to click.
Yeah. There it is.
Brilliant.
Remove from
Like,
server.
look at this.
Click. Remove from
Takuma?
server. Click.
I'm calling people. I know Takuma. He said he'd be 50-50. What is he doing on a Saturday morning? He's
Well,
not
got
working.
tails.
It's his day off. He
Yeah,
doesn't have
it's
church. It's on Sunday. So what's he doing? Why is he a 50-50? Did his I don't know, did his house suddenly sprout arms and turn against him? That's what I'd expect right now. Like maybe his
Yep.
fridge decided, "Hey, I
The rooms
actually
have
will be
arms.
running." It's like,
Yep.
okay, so where's he? Var? Who knows where Var is? Purple
Var
is
posted. Var was like, "Hey, nice, you're gonna be on the podcast."
Yeah, he was like nice to me. So I thought, oh, maybe he's gonna be on. That would be kind of cool. No, Var's not on, and I get it. I get it now, Var. Purple's possibly the worst offender. She is very possibly the worst one in all
You
of
mean
this.
Purple from TTV nerfed?
Yes,
Twitter
Purple.
bio?
Purple from TTV nerfed. Just not being here, being around. She's on, she's around, and she was like, hey, if you guys are going to talk about Sakota's mock and the Faber stuff, I'm just going to skip out again this week. Yeah, like the week before that, and the week before that, and the week before that, and the week before
just need to
before
pick
that.
purple topics.
She was on the stove cheese sandwich episode.
Oh, well, all is forgiven. Never mind. I'm glad that we were graced by Purple from TTV Nerfed's presence on the cheese episode, aka 335. Thank goodness.
Yep. We have Vin.
Oh, and then we have Ven. And then we have Ven. Ven who? Ven Cursed Fridays Ven? Is it Cursed Saturday mornings too? That kind of a Ven?
Oh, he was around yesterday.
Of course he was. See, it's one thing. It's one thing to tell me that you're gonna be on and then be late. I'm curmudgeon about it, but I'm curmudgeon because I'm doing too much. And so I need to I need to start doing less. Obviously, the care has gone down enough to where I can do that. It's another thing entirely to just not respond to the message that I send out every single Friday asking, "Hey, will you be on this? Who will be on this week? Will anyone be here?" And then get like 2 people saying yes, 1 person saying maybe, and that's it. Out of a group of 13 people, about 12 of which are on the podcast or have been.
I've been saying, in relation to this whole like YouTube controversy, like we need to, even if we decide to stick around and keep doing content when this whole YouTube thing goes down, this group doesn't have enough people who still care about the videos.
No, no.
It's like it's less than a 1/3 ratio, 1/3 on a good day.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's like, come on. And not only channel stuff, but I mean specifically the podcasts. When it comes to podcasts, I can count mostly on you guys. Haley's a little bit more of a 50-50, which I get it. It's okay.
Yeah, we get it, Haley.
Yeah, we get it.
Sorry.
But when it comes to
I
brick
saw the
feed,
topics today, and I was like, I know nothing about this stuff.
but you know what? Even though you don't know anything about the stuff we're talking about, you're here, you're putting in the effort, and I appreciate that. And Meso, I appreciate you
thanks,
being
Haley.
here too. I know I give you a hard time for being late, which disappoints me, but it's only because I'm doing too much. But you're here. You're always here. I kind of wish that you would actually, host the stream as well, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll get there.
now that my internet's better, I could probably do it.
And
Only reason I didn't before is because it was lagged up.
Yeah, and Envy, you're the only other person here that knows how to stream this because we switched to OBS. So if something were to happen to me, it's just you.
Everyone else is obsolete.
Okay, that's it. You know what? I take back what I said. I don't appreciate you being here. Get out.
Now I'm immensely disappointed.
I am unfathomably disappointed. But it's like, it's the 4 of us, which is a 1-person improvement from the 3 of us on Brickfeed, and the 3 of us in Ninjago Cast. It's, we have 13 people.
Yep, this is true.
Gosh, dang it.
It's not good. It's not good at all. What will we do about it in the future? I don't know. Maybe we'll need to recruit some people. I don't know.
Just, you know what? Just post in the comments. Do you want the
Let us know
podcast
if you
to
want-
end?
Do you want to become a part of TTV Junior?
It's time for the podcast to end.
Why would you compare this podcast to that awful garbage pile of crud media that Deetanaglia keeps sucking up to on Twitter?
To convince it to not end. We have to go on. We have to make the TTV podcast go to 500 episodes.
We will not be the last TTV.
You are killing me. See, I wanted to end at 3:33. Continue.
No, I would like to open this podcast with our first topic just before we get too far into it. I would like to talk about Sakota's The Legend of the Bionicle and give an update. Because LG made an update video the other day letting people know that it passed 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it hilarious because, like, in the title of the video and in the thumbnail, you mentioned that, like, it passed 5,000. And then in the video, you mentioned how it passed 6,000.
Well, yeah. So there's a very specific reason I did that.
Mental,
It's
like,
the milestone, bruh.
it's the milestone in the mind thing.
Yeah, it's to signify, because I mean, like, if I say it's over 6,000 supporters, it's a little awkward because we
Yeah.
wanted to get to 10,000. So saying it's over halfway over the 5,000 mark is important because it's a significant step forward.
Yeah.
But yes, at the time that I did the video, which was a day late, good job, me, friggin' dork. I don't appreciate you, me.
I'm disappointed.
I'm
LJ.
disappointed in me. It was at 6,000, and right now it stands at over 7,000.
Woo.
Solid.
We are doing it, boys.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about it, and the thing I actually want to discuss. Well, first of all, go check it out. The link's going to be in the description below. Sakota has actually updated it. He literally just updated it a few hours ago. And I'm going to actually send these pictures that I just now saw on Twitter.
Like, you just saw them now?
Literally, yes.
That's cool.
Wait, why are they small?
they're not big.
Here. So he's updated Matoro's minifigure to actually give it a head, which is really cool for one. And the mouth looks funny. The mouth looks hilarious, but accurate to what that would actually look like. It's great. He also, in my opinion, the coolest thing, has found a way to hide a miniature Borak behind the face. That's right. We're getting a Borak in minifigure form,
mess up.
and I love it.
Why would you guarantee this?
Well, if the set gets made,
Hey.
we are getting a Borak in minifigure
Why would you
form.
guarantee this?
If the set gets made and Lego does not alter the model to take it out, we are getting a Boat Rocket minifigure form.
There we go. All right. Excellent.
And it looks awesome. It's just great. And yeah, I mean, those are the updates. But the fact that he is consistently updating it, he added Matoro's Trina, he's added this, that's awesome. Periodic improvements as things go along.
On the Red Star. Not really. I mean, not really as a concept. The concept's fine. I know how I'd do it, too. I'd go into Photoshop, and I'd just take a huge red dot and go... And then I'd just use the drag tool. The smudge tool. And I'd just smudge it out in one direction.
Amazing.
So,
That's perfect.
that, I'm not sure if it really fits in the Bar Magna section. It might be a little more applicable on the beach. Because of the telescope.
That's fair enough.
And that's what a lot of other people have been saying as well. So
That's cool. Either way, it's reached 7,000. Now, support has slowed, which we kind of figured would happen. It skyrocketed to the first, 6,000. Then it has slowed down in terms of getting from 6 to 7 pretty drastically. Now, there's a YouTuber who's been kind of helping us promote this and get it far more support than we have, unfortunately. And I want to get his name.
yeah, so I'm disappointed in anyone that listened to either of those videos and then didn't
just
go
wait.
over and support.
We're talking about that.
Okay, I want you to understand my disappointment is immeasurable in those people.
This guy's name is, I think it's Oboe Shoes 2's. The alternate channel of Oboe Shoes Game.
Yep. There we go.
So I want to thank you very much. This dude's awesome. He's like a gaming YouTuber who does Borderlands content, but he also like slips in Bionicle stuff to his videos and puts Bionicle stuff in the thumbnails. And like, I really appreciate him as a person.
Yeah, he's a cool
I think
guy.
that if he would make a video on his main channel, which has 80,000 subscribers, and advertise it there, it might have a chance. He's posted like 4 times about it on his secondary channel, so I think whoever's from there wants to support it already has by now. By the way, I really appreciate it. There's a bunch of other people on YouTube who have been supporting it. M&R Productions, I believe, made a video about it.
Yeah, no, Ryan, well, he didn't make a video about it. He made a video and included it during
Yeah,
it.
it was like a news video.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he mentioned it, and that's really cool, because Ryan is known for his general dislike of Bionicle and most construction. So, It's really cool they took the time to shout it out and try and get a little more attention toward it.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, the problem, as LJ implied, and what I want to discuss at length is, we got to talk, fellas. And I know if you're one of the people listening to this podcast, be it on YouTube or the recorded version, or even in our patron chat, this probably isn't you, because you're probably our dedicated fan base who actually did, what we need to do. So don't think I'm like bagging on you. It's just worth addressing that the first video we made on this subject currently is sitting at a grand total of 21,562 views, and the secondary video that LJ made is currently sitting at 4,943 views. Put those together, you have over 25,000, and yet the project is only at 7,000. That legitimately infuriates me. Because if less than half of the collective people just click the button, we would be done, and we would stop having to talk about this. Sakota could get the project on the review stage, and we could see what happened with it. But instead, we're having to keep mentioning it and keep doing this ad. But like, people just won't. They won't participate. They won't click the button. They won't click a single button.
It's like you've got a video here talking about it and talking about the changes that have been made to ideas. It has 21,000 views. And if half of the people voted, it'd be done. So the other half could just go to the other projects and support them and get them through too.
Yeah.
Like
those other projects.
We have so many people in the chat that keep on going, don't forget about Grumble Bricks. Don't forget about Grumble Bricks. Don't forget about Grumble Bricks. Listen, I said in the video and in a podcast around the same time, I want to focus people's attention on one, and then we can move on to others. It's not neither or. You can support.
Sakota's our personal favorite, which we want to do first, but it's just like it's important to get one done.
Yeah. It's like I want to hone everyone's attention on one thing first, the one thing I think has the best chance of success, and we can move on to all the other stuff. And that's fine. The problem is, we need to get the first one through first. Okay? It's not an either-or situation.
But it's being, like, I guess, treated as such by people.
Yeah.
Or people just aren't voting at all.
Yeah. And, guys, you got to understand something. If you don't like the model, that's fine. But it's not it's not just about the model. It's about the principle, the fact that it would be a set under the Bionicle name.
Yeah.
On shelves again. That's the principle.
The fact that people will not click a button to get a Bionicle set on shelves in like 2019 is pretty upsetting on a number of levels. We were discussing it last night, and there's two outcomes that I can take from this, and neither are good. What was your take, Elge?
So, one of the bleaker outlooks you can have on this situation is that LEGO was right all along, and that they know what they're talking about, and that Bionicle does not have market interest. In 2019, if you can't even get 10,000 people, if out of 20,000 people, if you can't get 10,000 people, not even presumably 5,000 people of that 20,000 to take the time to support a project to get something noticed by LEGO, that's a lot of people that literally do not care. They don't care enough about the project. They don't care enough about the theme. They don't care enough about it being on store shelves. The other takeaway is that they don't care about the story. At all. At all. Because that's not their core. I was saying during the Brickonicle days, the days before the happenings, that the core of Bionicle was the sets. It was always the sets. Because that's the product. That's what people are buying. That's what they're consuming. It's the sets, and those are always going to be the core of the franchise. Now, obviously, there were some other people who disagreed, and they said that the core Bionicle was the atmosphere, or it was metallic 2, or whatever. I don't think that's true. I didn't think it was true then, and I think what we're seeing here backs my assumption up, my feeling on what the core Bionicle is. This set is so intrinsically tied to the story. It is a story set. It is not a set. It's not construction. So if it isn't construction, and it's a set solely for the story, well, we're seeing the interest in that, and it's slowed down significantly.
It's depressing on all fronts. Like, I think that conversation way back when, like, I don't know if I would call it the core. What I would say, like, is because I was always a little iffy on that discussion because I get both perspectives, but I think that using the technical meanings of the word, the sets are probably the core because they're the product, like you said.
Yeah.
I always said the atmosphere was what made Bionicle unique. That was what I approached the conversation as. Like, there have been buildable figures before Bionicle, and there have been buildable figures after Bionicle, but there hasn't really been a story with that same kind of atmosphere. So that's how I always valued that. But it's very clear to me from this whole state of affairs that a lot of people just don't, like, either they don't care enough, or they just don't care unless it fits their picturesque, idealized version of what Bionicles should be, aka construction figures. I don't really know which is worse. The people who would turn down possible new Bionicle because it's not perfect, or the people who just don't care enough to click a button. Both groups of people are equally frustrating. But either way, we're campaigning ahead. I just have a feeling that most of the active people in the Bionicle community have voted by now, which is sad because that's only 7,000 people. But like every outlet has reported on it. I think BZP has, we have multiple times on YouTube. Yep. BSO1 has, even Brickset has, other Lego YouTubers have, even people who only tangentially like Bionicle on freaking gaming channels have reported on it. And this is the net effect of all of that campaigning.
7,000 people. Biocraft got 10,000 views in a week. It's sitting at 47,000. The video we made talking about got 21,000. It should have been the end there.
Yep. And again, I'm not shaming anyone who's already clicked it. Like, you did a good job.
You did what we asked.
You did your part.
Yeah, you're good. You're fine. You've shown your interest, and that helps. It's really important, and it's great, and I think everyone appreciates it.
Yep.
It's everyone else.
It's everybody else. As I said at the start, apathy kills.
And it's like
apathy is a disease.
I can see some person. I can see a weasel or two trying to extrapolate that we're just disappointed that people aren't voting for our favorite entry. Like, oh look, TTV is whining that what they want to be a set isn't becoming one. And of course, those people, who I suspect would think this, would be missing the point. The point isn't. It is not that this is our favorite. The point is that, like I said, it's a Bionicle set celebrating the theme in 2019. What more do you want?
Construction! No. From Mid said, I know some people that are big Bionicle fans and they just don't really like the set, and I think it's fine. That is a perspective to have. Certainly, you're allowed to not like the set. My response to that would be, if you don't like the set, go vote for one of the other idea sets on the platform. There's not just Grumble Bricks, there are others.
At least
and
two
if that
more.
was really true, if that was all the reason, then I would imagine that those would be jumping by thousands of views, because one of them is construction. One of them is an unrealistic project, which is just like remaking the Toamata. And the reason it's unrealistic is because they don't have the molds anymore. Another is the freaking Motonui robot. Like, there's other things that could be supported on there that aren't minifigure scale, but I don't see those with thousands of views. I mean, I guess the Toamata does have.
Toamata still has less than Grumble Bricks.
Yeah, it's true, by a substantial margin.
Yeah, it's coming up on 1,800, but Grumble Bricks is well into the 2000s. Okay, it's early 2000s.
So I'm gonna boil it down simply by simply by apathy, or just not liking minifigures. And I mean, this all goes back to what I've been saying, and it's kind of relevant because the next topic we'll be talking about is Faber. But it all boils down to what I've been saying about Faber's mystery project. It's like what people need to prepare themselves for is that people were saying, "Oh, it's Bionicle, it's Bionicle, it's Bionicle." If it's not, and let's be honest, when it's not, what people have to realize is there's a large swath of the Bionicle community that will not accept anything unless it fits their perfect, picturesque idea of what Bionicle is. It must be construction on Legos as a Lego theme on store shelves with a story and a TV show and a rich lore, and the original Toamata must come back, and they must look the same as they did before. And if any one of those things isn't actually true, then people won't like it. So, like with Faber's project, the allegory I drew was it could be Bionicle in name only, but different. It could be a spiritual successor to Bionicle. It could be Bionicle, but not a Lego theme. And like people would dislike it. And that same principle carries through to this. It's an awesome, well-made tribute to Bionicle that checks all the boxes that a fan would love, but because it's not construction, no vote, and that's disappointing.
Also, Prentice in the patron chat is saying it could still, it's only been about a week, a little over a week, and he believes it's just a tad too early to be getting upset over the lack of interest at this point, that it could get to 10,000 by the end of the month and still make it in time. It's not that... The problem isn't that progress is slowed. That's fine, and it could happen. It's that a week ago, the video had... a few days ago, the video had enough views that if it translated into supporters, would have made it that the project would have been one of the fastest achieving projects in the site's history. It had the people that knew about it. It has had the people that know about
That's what's sad. Like, it's going fast, and I appreciate everybody rallying. It's just when we see our, throwaway 15-minute news video that LJ and I just sat down and like did on a whim one day, get like double the amount of support that we need this project to. It's a little upsetting.
Yeah.
And then it never really translated into the votes. Like it was a slow, steady creep. It was getting somewhere, but it really only rocketed forward when Obo Two Shoes made his video. That's what got it like 3,000 votes in a 24-hour span.
Yeah.
That's what really did it. So our impact has been very, very minimal.
Yeah. And so
hashtag TTV is over party.
So it's not that we're upset that it is slow. We're upset that it has been slow. Despite we're not it's not a matter of looking for people. We found the people. The people just aren't doing anything.
Essentially.
That video has enough to support this and Grumble Bricks like that. And it hasn't.
Yep.
And that is unbelievable.
So yeah, it's a little upsetting, but I mean, just I would say keep doing what you're doing and keep telling your friends. But I figure all the hardcore people probably already have. But if you haven't already, please do. Please support it wherever you can. Send spamming it like 10 times on Reddit.
No, actually keep doing that. Absolutely keep doing that, because one of the moderators there gets annoyed by it, and I have some immense entertainment because of that.
TFW, you get annoyed by New Bonkel possibly coming.
Yeah.
Desperate times, desperate measures. But no. Whatever you can do to support Sakota in a way that works best for you, please do. I'm confident that it will get 10,000. I just want it to get it soon.
Yeah. It will hit 10,000. I'm confident enough that it will. The issue is it does need to hit 10,000 quickly, because that sends a message to LEGO that there is an immediate interest in it, and also the goal is to get it as a set. If it becomes a set by the 20th anniversary of the theme, and that's January 1st, 2021 is the recognized 20th anniversary. So it needs to be fast because then that's a year and a half of, or well, no, a year and 2 months of production. So
exactly,
it needs to be fast.
So yeah. Wait. Voravac says, I'm still debating how big of a deal it is to have non-fans vote on this. Particularly for the kind of person who thinks Bionicle as an IP won't come back anyway. This would be the last shot. I mean, the guy who posted on his gaming channel, asked people to vote on it. And I don't believe every single person who voted on it is a Bionicle fan. A lot of them probably did it just to be nice to him because he's supported something. There might be spillover because he has a lot of Bionicle fans in his audience, but I would wager we've already kind of seen a bit of that crowd. I'm not sure where else to go to reach that crowd other than just keep disseminating the message.
That's the thing. And then still further. Again, the Bionicle fans know about it.
Yeah.
21,000 fans know about the project. And if 21,000 fans have not already gone through the steps necessary to make an account and support it, that to me tells me they're not interested.
I don't know. You could have some people that change their mind and buy the set after it comes out, but they didn't press support on it.
Then it doesn't matter. They don't support it now. They don't have the option to support it later.
I mean, if it comes out, then yes, they can.
Yeah.
That's not my point.
Yeah, obviously, if it comes out, but it might not come out because they're not supporting it now.
Underscore
That's
bold.
not the part I'm talking about.
What's the point I'm talking about?
Bold, italicized, if. That's the big thing.
Well, I mean, it is all ifs. There's plenty of ifs when it comes to this project. I don't know what you're trying to get.
This discussion is iffy.
Okay.
No. Just saying, if people even have the slightest inkling of wanting to buy it, then they have to support it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So, in summarization, do what you can do. I'm not sure too much else can be done. We will continue to give periodic updates on the progress of this as we go along. And that's basically all for now. That's basically it. So now we can transition from one irritating conversation to another irritating conversation.
Oh, come on.
What I love to do. Let's talk about Christian Faber. Though this is a bit different from what we normally talk about because it's not about 14B 2020. This is actually about the OG. It's about Rebel Nature. Because Rebel Nature has actually... It's going to be a thing. It's going to be a show, guys. This article in Animation Magazine says, Tune to Tango invests in new multi-platform IP, Rebel Nature. Rebel Nature is an IP universe aimed at an audience from tween upwards and set in our own future. A girl living 25 years from now is isolated from a world she's never known. She's been brought up by a robot and lived her life to date on an artificial intelligence-controlled oil rig. One day, she decides she must go on a journey to find her real parents. As she does, she learns what has become of the world since our time.
I'm sorry. The way that this is worded, it's like, here, a girl living 25 years from now is isolated from a world she's never known. She's been brought up by a robot and lived her life to date on an artificial intelligence-controlled oil rig. Which, the wording on that makes me go, to date. I know it means to the date of the show, but it just sounds like a dating simulator is about to come out of Rebel Nature.
Wow!
Love rig.
Love Rig 22.
Gosh, golly gee.
I'm sorry.
Well,
continue.
No, it's all. The new show is created by Christian Faber, one of the main creators of Bionicle, a story-led LEGO product based on a tale of heroic beings battling evil in a mythical
Okay,
universe.
hold on. No, sorry, I have to cut this off. Lego Rowan, you missed the point. Okay, you miss the point. He says in the chat, I don't care. Matoro is such an unknown character. Only Bionicle fans actually know who he is. friggin' who cares? The set has 3 other characters in it. There's Tahu, the poster boy for the theme. There's Makuta, the villain of the theme. And Matanui, the guy who the island for the theme was named after. Okay? It's not just Matoro. And guess what? We're not going for a wide market share here. We only need to get 10,000 people, and 20,000 fans have seen the project. Okay? You're missing the point. And you keep bringing it up like it's absolute. Like it means anything. And it doesn't.
Matoro
Gosh.
sucks. Don't support
Dang
the
it.
project if Matoro's
Gosh dang it. Okay, it doesn't matter that Matoro is an unknown character out of Bionicle fans. Which, guess what? He's not. But let's not get into the specifics. Okay, let's not get into the data we need to make that determination. Because I don't have it, you don't have it, and neither of us can get it. You still have 3 other characters in the set. 2 more pivotal moments. And it doesn't matter if he's not known outside of LEGO fans. We're trying to get LEGO fans, and LEGO fans have seen the project. So stop repeating this point as if it's a good one, because it isn't.
I know about Matoro because I saw him in a Big Lots, and I bought 6 Matoro Mari.
I mean, yeah, in all fairness, everyone I know that has owned a Matoro Mari has owned more than one of them. Okay? You really want to talk to me about people don't know about Matoro, he's such an unknown character. Okay, he got an entire page to him dying. He is one of the very few characters throughout the entire theme to have been from the theme with the theme from the start and to die and still be massively relevant. Okay? The point is dead. It is a dull point. Stop bringing it up. It's bad.
The point is dead. Dead Matoro.
Fudge!
Shout out to you if you were here.
Yeah, the first TTV member to be in a LEGO Ideas project. It's Dead Matoro. Boom, psst.
I have a comment from Abby Walker.
Oh, come on.
Posted in DM to me.
Of course.
She says, "Oh boy, so Matoro does die. I was right."
What?
Oh, she didn't know?
No.
She didn't know? Yeah.
Gosh, golly gee.
Matoro dies, and the entire universe is a
Bionicle
giant
education.
robot. The entire universe is a giant robot, and Pterodax gets hit in the head and dies.
LJ embracing spoiler.
By a-
who wakes up on a beach and assembles himself. You know, the red one?
LJ embracing spoiler culture, like.
The Avmatoro and Borak.
Wow, all the excuses.
I'm very angry, okay? It's
I
like,
can
gosh
tell.
dang it. There's so many people missing the point, okay? It's not the point. You don't...
I don't know.
It's-
I don't think the scenes are that recognizable.
The
and
small wise guys.
I asked a
Doing
question.
Showa.
I asked a question on Twitter with the intent of kind of datatizing it. I wanted to get the data points of my question. I asked what is to you the most memorable part of Bionicle? You know, the most iconic moment. And yeah, the vast, unyielding majority of them were the 3 specifically in Sakota's project. It was specifically those 3. And obviously they weren't the only ones, but they were the vast majority.
Yeah, it's true. There really isn't any argument when you look at least the results of your poll, as far as which is which. It's a dumb thing.
Yeah. No,
very dumb
it's super dumb. And someone mentioned in the chat, it's starting to look a lot like clickbait. Yeah, that seems like about the moron who would think that we're just disappointed that our favorite isn't getting to the place we want it. You know, the kind of moron I was thinking about earlier that would miss the point, too.
Boy.
All right, let's go back to the favorite stuff.
Wow. Gosh.
Getting called a moron on stream feels bad.
I didn't call any of you a moron.
All right. So back to Rebel Nature.
Like,
Mm.
gosh,
Okay.
freaking dang it. That felt
I
good, by
don't
the
think-
way.
I've edited it. Bionicle became one of LEGO's success stories, appearing across a multimedia spectrum that included comic books, novels, games, movies, and online content, as well as licensed merchandise and the original LEGO toys. Rebel Nature will be different in that it will focus on our world and one young girl caught in the middle of the battle between out-of-control technology and nature in an unseen evolution. It's a story of one person experiencing the Earth like none of us have seen it before. Chaotic, unpredictable, empowering, overpowering, full of danger, not empowering, and beauty.
Okay.
At the same time, Rebel Nature is making us aware of what our consumption habits could lead to.
But first of all, chaotic, unpredictable, overpowering, full of danger, and beauty is the world now. Everyone experiences that world.
Well, you see, I had a Big Mac, and it led to this girl ending up on an oil rig with an AI friend having to raise her.
Brilliant. I love it.
25 years from now.
Oh my god. Gosh, golly gee. Rebel Nature will also echo Faber's previous work and using multiple media platforms to reach the largest possible audience. The show now being produced will be seen across linear, VOD, and OTT, as well as across a variety of print media. The ideas behind Rebel Nature are original and arresting, and as far from the mainstream as possible without sacrificing any of the thrills and fantastic storytelling that characterize truly great entertainment, Stove commented. At the same time, the story is very relevant in the context of today's global challenges. We're delighted to be working with Christian and his team and fully expect Rebel Nature to lay down a marker for the sort of exciting, unique ideas that we hope will drive 2 and 2 Tango's work. Production on Rebel Nature is set to begin in 2020. 2 and 2 Tango will be co-producing the show with Rebel Nature Pictures and handling global distribution, as well as building a merchandising and licensing program underpinned by sustainability and environmentally friendly products. Written by Jennifer Wolf.
So,
Sigh.
How you doing?
Yeah, it was written by my mom.
unbelievable. What does she know?
So yeah.
Can she
Yeah,
get it?
yeah,
Can she get us an interview with Faber?
I can talk to her. I'm sure she knows a lot of people, so she probably could.
Awesome. That'd be great.
Brilliant. So, this is cool. Whether you even like the idea of this or not, simply because for years upon years, Rebel Nature's just been a thing that we've heard about through his blog and his pieces of concept art and like his I want this to happen, and now like it is actually becoming a show and a multimedia franchise. Like that's cool. No matter which way you look at it, a product getting realized into its actual form. And I'm happy for Christian Faber. I will admit, other than that, I don't really care. I'm a lot more interested in what this will mean for 14B 2020. Because whatever that is, be it Bionicle or not, he is now an actual person partnered with an actual company. He has transcended some guy status.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Some guy in relation to Lego.
There we go.
But he is no longer just some guy. He's a dude with a production studio.
And
Some guy with a production studio.
He was always some guy. He was also just some guy to Lego.
But now he's some guy with a production studio.
Listen
to
here.
Lego.
Okay, so I went to Toon to Tango's website to see what else they've worked on. They've worked on a few other things.
Some show.
No, just a few other shows. Beck and the Bunnies. Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Classic, I know. Sam and Rose. Monster
Yep,
Park.
Wow.
Agent
They did all of this?
203. And my favorite, Hey Fuzzy Yellow.
Dang.
And then they obviously list Rebel Nature.
Wow, that is star-studded. Rebel Nature's in good hands.
Very something that is fascinating though is that on their website it differs from the article, and it says here Rez Waveborn, a new kind of superhero on a quest for answers about her present and our future. Rebel Nature is her personal story and journey. It is the story of a girl who grows up in the most unusual of all places, a deserted and repurposed oil rig in the middle of the ocean, with the most unusual foster parent, a robot built by her parents. Set 50 years from now, Rez is trying to find out what happened to the world as she experiences the changes that are taking place in nature firsthand. She will be the new link between nature and technology. Is there still a world for us to live in? Is there still a world to live in for us humans 15 years from now? Join Rez on her journey and find out.
Interesting.
Subconsciously educational.
So, I don't know how 50 years versus 25 plays into things, but there you go.
Nor do I.
Time skip.
So yeah, it's Rebel Nature. I'm not too interested. Like maybe I'll watch it, and if it's a cool show, by all means I'll support it. Just I'm more interested in what this means for 14B 2020.
Oh man, there's something caught in my throat. It's the same thing.
Well, you speak your mind, Elder.
Earl this year's 14B 2020.
Feels bad that Faber utilized old Bionicle art to get a bigger following to talk about his other show more.
I'm still of the belief. I think our last conversation on 14B 2020, before the most recent one with Antarctica, was.
I know how it ended.
Antarcticonical.
The conversation essentially ended with the belief that 14B 2020 was part of Rebel Nature, and Rebel Nature is an umbrella, and it covers a few different things under it, and 14B 2020 would be one of those things. So while it's technically its own thing, it's also Rebel Nature.
Yeah, which is, by the way, firmly what I believe to be true. I think that Rebel Nature is an umbrella. 14B 2020 is Faber's attempt to utilize Bionicle concepts to try and get Bionicle fans to follow his universe by making it a spin-off. That's what I think he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So 14B 2020, a Rebel Nature story. Etc. And whether people will be okay with that or disinterested, that's going to be the question now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, and it's the kind of thing where I have always been of the opinion that Rebel Nature, their 14B 2020 wasn't Bionicle. And I think that people got their hopes a little too high because they got enthralled by the buzzwordiness of Faber's cryptic posts. And,
yeah.
And I definitely think this is exactly... I mean, Faber's very fascinating when it comes to how he discusses Rebel Nature. It's very, very cryptic. And the Bion stuff was obviously intended to draw in Bionicle fans and garner their interest in the project. And right after that, he said, "Yeah, no, project interest in Rebel Nature is expanding recently, and it's in just the right places." It's like,
What I always got from it was when he was like, the moment I knew it wasn't going to be Bionicle, I was like, even the name could evolve. From that point on, I abandoned any pretext of this being Bionicle. It will be either a similar thing or a spiritual successor, however you want to look at it, and people should treat it as such. There might still be stuff to appreciate about it. There might not be, but you're not getting your freaking G1 connection where they're going to fight Marindar on Spherus Magna.
No.
It's not going to happen. That's not what it is. It's just going to be a story with robots. And there's probably going to be some higher themes about AI and whatever. You could find that interesting. Those were themes in Bionicle, very minor, subtextual, but they were there. So
wait,
yeah,
which themes?
We'll see. AI and stuff with Velika.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Very minor, but they were there kind of. So you could make a comparison, but treat it as such, and you won't be disappointed.
Yeah.
Either way. Wanted to share that update. Rebel Nature isn't strictly speaking in our discussion sphere, but felt like it merited at least being mentioned because of how much we've talked about Faber and stuff in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm happy for him that it's been it's coming to fruition, and I hope it's a quality piece of story. I'll probably be checking it out when it comes out.
Yeah, I will. I'll certainly give it a shot once it's out. Production starts next year, so I'm not angry. This is exactly my expectation. I just wish. I mean, if Faber is listening right now, first of all, congratulations. Second of
Yes.
all, I just wish that things were a little more clear. Things were stated to be more as they were, as opposed to cryptic messages. And also, I wish you could come on either this podcast or another podcast and talk with us for a bit about things, and that way we can find out more about not only Bionicle, which we obviously have a vested interest in, but Rebel Nature, which we don't know enough about. So
I would love to.
I think those things would be equally informative.
Most definitely. I sent you a message on Instagram. You guys can check it out. But no.
Prentice says maybe LJ could get a voice role on the Rebel Nature TV show. Yeah, they'll make an AI named Lewis, and LJ will be able to voice him.
There you go.
Lewis Jr.
Oh my god. I'm down for this. I believe in you. I'll just go audition right now.
Okay, where?
Yeah, you don't even know where.
Uh-huh. I'll do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Rebel Nature Pictures.
There you go. Just go to the front door. Knock on the front door of Rebel Nation.
Hey, I'm looking for some guy.
Can you describe him? He's just some guy to like.
I heard he started cooking up some something burgers.
Finally. That's the title. Something burgers.
Some guy
follow-up.
something.
Some guy something burgers.
Yeah, some guy something burgers productions.
Yeah. Some guy something burgers. I love it.
Gosh.
The saga of Faber continues on.
Yeah.
All right, that's basically all.
That's it.
That's it. Has anything else been going on for you this week, Elge?
I've been working. Just getting more acquainted with my job and whatnot. Which today I was tuning in. I'm a 911 dispatcher now, and I'm in training. So it's been fascinating.
How have you been enjoying your job?
Let's not
Fascinating.
let's not talk about that, honestly. Let's not. I will say I'm working on my own Bionicle ideas project.
Oh yes, this is true.
Not gonna
I feel
say
like every time you,
Neville Racher.
I feel like every time you post your project in TTV chat, you just get like roasted.
Yeah, nobody
By
cares.
Ven.
No, nobody in TTV cares.
Mostly Ven though.
It's pretty much just Ven.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Ven's the only one that's like making fun of you when you post it.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
I've been refraining from giving any feedback because I'm terrible about giving feedback to whips. But I'm
Yo,
waiting for
super
the
chat donation, fellas.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. So it's from Saibnaf, the legendary, who says, "This is so sad. Can we get 50 votes?"
Yes,
Well,
please.
We sure can't get 21,000 of them.
Can we get 3,000?
Aw.
No.
Thanks for the $2, man.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah,
Thank you, dude.
no, I'm working on it. I'm not gonna say what it is yet until it's done. Post it on the website.
And
And
then we'll start the vote for LJ campaign.
yeah, but again, I'd like to draw attention to the other projects as well once Sakota's is through. Because it's not like I'm neglecting them. It's just
Yeah.
we need to see if this works first. You know.
Plus, if we're having this much trouble getting like one mock to the top, it's a lot easier to push for one thing than it is for like 3 things at once.
Yeah, which is that's why I asked Meso that on that one brick free to refrain. Because it splits people's attention. So,
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys? What have you been up to this week?
We saw Joker.
Oh yeah, I guess
That's
That's
a
true.
thing
I
we
did
don't-
see Joker this week.
I did see
Yeah.
Joker this week.
I did see Joker this week.
I did see Joker this week.
I did not.
It's a good movie. I wanted to do like an actual standalone episode talking about it, and then I realized, in stark contrast to how I normally approach movies, this is one of those movies that benefits you not knowing a lot about it when you go into it.
Really?
Tyler, every movie benefits from not knowing anything going into it.
Right,
but,
right.
like,
That's like
right,
the
but
point
I'm
of the
talking
movie.
about like even just basic premise. Like the trailers were very vague on what
That's
the
like that's every
the
movie
premise-
in existence.
Yeah, no,
I think
she's right.
well, most people know the premise of most movies. If I watch the
Here's a
trailer,
man in a society.
if I watch the trailer for Toy Story 4, I know like Forky gets lost. You know, like that's the premise of the movie. I watch
Yeah.
the trailers for Joker, some bad stuff happens, but I don't know what.
We knew it
And-
was the Joker origin story.
I feel like that's very beneficial for this type of movie. I didn't know what its plot was even going to be or what its structure was going to be, and it's a very effective movie. I dare say that it's DC's best movie, ever since Dark Knight.
Oh.
I do feel that I enjoyed it better than Wonder Woman.
I was gonna say, probably.
I don't think Wonder Woman holds a candle to it.
Wonder Woman would have if it hadn't collapsed in the third act.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
The third act was Wonder Woman's biggest draw.
I don't know, guys. I still think that Suicide Squad is probably the best they've ever made.
That's fair. Jared Leto is better than Joaquin Phoenix. Oh, I can't even say that with a straight.
I can.
I can't even say that with a straight.
I can say it very easily. Jared Leto is a better Joker than Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, because you haven't seen the movie.
Bingo.
You don't know the
That's
heresy by which you speak.
That is correct.
Here's what I'll say. It's a movie that's not for everyone. I see a lot of really, really, really dumb articles going like, is Joker for kids?
No, no, it's not.
And I'm like, no, it's an R-rated movie.
It's
No,
not.
it's not for kids, you cretins.
Parents, don't take your kids to this movie. Kids, don't ask to go to this movie. Okay?
Yeah,
Don't do it.
It's not a fun-loving movie, but it is a good movie. If you're of age and you want to see a disturbing, uncomfortable, but very, very cool character study on a Batman villain represented in a very non-Batman world, by which I mean like this doesn't feel like a comic book movie, I would definitely go see this movie. Especially if you've been disappointed with DC's recent offerings. I feel that you will love this movie. It was also really good cinematography, right, Haley? You made a lot of good,
yes.
you made a lot of good points.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of great shots in this movie. It's very, very carefully shot. I would say like they really took their time. It's very saturated at times. I really like the coloring they did for it. Very neon areas, very colorful.
But it was tasteful. It wasn't like Suicide Squad that had its color
no,
palette
it
all
was,
over the
it
place.
was, it was like I said, everything was very careful in this. It was very, very beautiful. They thought through everything. It was
What do you think of the movie without getting too much into spoilers? Would you recommend
I
people
think
to go
what I
see it?
love about the movie so much is that it was uncomfortable to sit through, but in a good way. Like it's I think Ven made the comment where there's a lot of moments in the movie that you would laugh at, if it was any other movie, but given the circumstances, you just can't get yourself to laugh at it.
Yep.
And you constantly felt like you shouldn't be watching this or you shouldn't be seeing this. Like you're encroaching on something that you shouldn't be a part of. And it does a beautiful job of doing that. Like
It's a movie about the Joker where you don't want to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
I think some of my favorite shots are the ones that are purposefully off balance. Either it's an extreme close up, like a little too much of a close up, or it's just a little bit off center, or it's just a little bit too far away, and it's just you can never like I don't see the full picture, or you see too much of the picture, and it's just off.
Yep.
So
It was a very
enjoyed that.
claustrophobic movie at times, but it worked really well on its in its favor.
Yeah.
What do you think, man?
I liked it a lot. I mean, feel like it was a bit. I can agree with some sentiments that a little bit of the cinematography and maybe like execution of music was a bit too try hard, but
Yeah,
I enjoyed how it looked. I enjoyed the acting. I enjoyed the choice of like non film score music that they used in it.
I know Orion didn't like the movie.
I wasn't gonna bring him up by name
I am gonna
because
bring him up by name.
it's not like everybody in the audience knows who he is.
I'm gonna bring him up by name. He's a celebrity.
Mm,
Cooking Hero Factory guy.
my goodness.
What movie does Orion like? Prentice asks. Good question. Sleep has her house.
Yep, Sleep has her house.
Don't watch that movie.
80 minutes of looking around with an iPhone in the dark.
Sleep has her house. It's a great movie. It's a brilliant movie. Must watch.
Don't.
But there, yeah, I feel like Joker was not very funny, but I guess that's the joke. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Society. There's only like 5 moments I can distinctly remember actually laughing at.
Was one of them society?
Well, I mean, I'm very glad that he said it.
I don't remember laughing at all in the movie. I remember hearing
What?
people laugh. Yeah, I could. I don't think I remember me laughing. I think I smiled at a few points, but couldn't like laugh. I was like, I knew when they tried to do a joke, but it's just.
I laughed when he punched up.
Oh.
It was a good joke.
That was,
Get it?
yeah. but no, I.
Mid says Joker review, not funny. Didn't laugh. And Diggy
knew
says
at
the moment in
work-
Joker where he says society, the script actually said system.
That's what the
Joaquin did
rumors
that for
were, yeah.
us.
That's the rumor going around, but it did seem out of place that he said society in that one spot because he was saying system the rest of the time.
That's awesome.
I was at work and I mentioned that I'd seen it, and someone asked me if Batman was in the movie.
Well,
And I looked at them and I said, "Do you want me to spoil it?" And they said, no. And I was like, "Well, it's different. It's a sort of, and I won't tell you why it's a sort of. I'll let you enjoy the movie, because
And the trailers, reveal all as they typically do.
yeah,
But kind of you to
But-
give it.
yeah. I said I don't want to say, because there's obviously you can say it, but I think that's better to left when you see it, because I enjoy the surprise.
Really, I hadn't noticed. You enjoy surprises in movies.
I know, right?
All right. Yeah, we can do a whole spoiler talk, but yeah, I don't really want to.
I don't
Just
think
review-
anyone's going to either.
I haven't been this unanimously happy with a DC movie in ever. So go see it. Respect.
it's a grim movie, pretty hard to rewatch, but it was very, very tasteful.
Respect quality. If this is anything
Yes.
like what we can expect from DC's upcoming movies, where they've just kind of ditched their cinematic universe, and I'm not talking about Birds of Prey. I'm talking about like Matt Reeves' Batman or whatever. Like this could be good. This could be a good upcoming future. Not that I expect every movie to be super dark like this, but I feel like when they tried to make their own cinematic universe to catch up with Marvel, they kind of lost track of their own originality.
Like
And,
Shazam
all
was
their
really
movies are
good.
trash.
I really enjoyed Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam was also very disconnected from the rest of
Mhm.
the DCEU, so that
So
makes
that-
sense.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, that's pretty much all. Was there anything else we wanted to discuss this week?
Nope.
Society. No,
Fair
I'm
enough.
good.
All right.
You want to give your 2 cents about Shadowkeep?
Oh man, we gotta get X for the Destiny podcast.
LJ loves Destiny PC gameplay.
Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of the TTV podcast.
We're gonna be having a TTV talks about Destiny pretty soon.
Oh, really?
X really wants to. Yeah. X wants to get the band together and loop May and Jin on it. He wants you to be there, Keeney and Haley.
Gotta have.
So that's gonna be my last video then, huh? Is that what's gonna push me over the edge?
Maybe, possibly. Everyone's gonna show up like 15 minutes before the podcast.
You
No,
host it.
5.
During.
They're gonna show up 1 minute.
Show up 1 minute before.
They're gonna show up during the podcast. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. Just pile on the irritation for LJ.
Sorry, I'm late, guys.
No.
LJ, did you get it
We
running?
almost have enough people in TTV that play Destiny to do a raid together.
Oh yes, as you know,
That would be a funny video. TTV does a raid together.
That's true. We need one more person and crossplay.
Yeah.
It's kind of important.
I mean, if you're
Okay.
expecting it to go disastrously wrong, I can't imagine it would, since most people know what they're doing.
Well, it would just
Yeah.
be the banter. But
Banter would be good. But no, in short, Shadowkeep is good. But like, you want to talk about Rebel Nature? Bungie could save the world with the amount of recycling they did.
Yeah. Yeah, they can.
That much I will say. Recycled enemies, recycled weapons, recycled armor, recycled moon.
recycled missions.
Yeah, recycled missions. It's a lot. It feels like this DLC was made on a shoestring budget, but it's also good at the way it evolves core gameplay systems, and there's some nice stuff to appreciate. So it's not a wash, but I'll save the in-depth breakdown of why Armor 2.0 is good except for customizable elemental affinities, locking the amount of mod slots you can use for a future episode.
So that's what it sounds like whenever I talk
Right.
about Bionicle to someone who isn't a fan of it.
I didn't even catch that either. So
It's the elemental affinities.
Don't
Yeah.
encourage this any further.
some infinities are bigger than others.
Do that high affinity. Where's the new music?
I mean,
Anyway.
oh wait,
Farewell, guys.
wait, was that play the music?
No,
Cue the
the high,
music.
high affinity. Where's the music?
It's too late.
Oh, you
Playing
can
the
play
music.
Thank you for listening to TTV episode whatever I forget. Patron shout out this week.
337.
Patron shout out this week goes to Ariosis. So thank you very much for supporting our content, Ariosis. We're glad to have you here as well as everyone. Go support Sakota if you haven't already. We'll see you next week for maybe a brick feed, depending on the amount of LEGO news we get. I don't know. Farewell. I'm Mess Up.
I'm LJ.
I'm Envy.
I'm Haley.
And go back to sleep, LJ.
Yeah,
Don't
We're
tell me
out.
what to do.
Bye.
this podcast
Bye.
needs to go to sleep.
Time for the TTV to end.